once again, I'm embarrassed that I needed to look at a guide to figure out where to go from here. That's twice in one game. Speaking of embarrassing, how many times in the previous clip did we manage to hit that exact same snakehead with the missiles? Are you kidding me? That was our way forward? An open panel that looks like just another part of the background? Again, it feels like the people designing this game were trying to be just a little too clever for their own good. Seriously, I can't think of any other game in the franchise that hides the only way forward that damn well. Well, now they're loose, though I don't see how that's a good thing for them, considering the expert probably tried to latch onto them, and the damn things are swarming all over the place. Sure, it's nice to know that we aren't the only non-parasitic life form in the area, but I'm not really sure how we prevent them from being infected outside of just hoping the writers aren't that sadistic. Anyway, back to the nearest nav room. Not that I have anything against those creatures, but I don't think we've seen anything so far to hint that they're especially intelligent. Though I suppose, just because they don't speak a language of some kind and they don't seem to have any tools to use, doesn't mean they're completely stupid. Also, I can't help feeling that Samus might have overstated how useful they were back in Super Metroid, because, sure, they showed us how to wall jump and do that speed boost jump, but that did not feel like, holy shit, I never could have figured that out on my own. That felt more like, somebody forgot to put in a tutorial, so they came up with a clever way to show it. Anyway, that was still more survivors than I was expecting. It may not be the best possible news, but it's still some good news. Understandable. Am I the only one who remembers the zombie-like X from the start of the game? Sure, they weren't anything especially tough to deal with, but I would have thought that our AI buddy here would remember the distinctly human corpse-style things we faced before we started exploring the various sectors. Some of them were resisting some of our weapons right from the start, you unobservant watcher. And I have the distinct feeling headquarters didn't anticipate much of anything. And you just keep saying that in some attempt to reassure us the hell we're going it isn't all that bad. At least we won't have to unlock the doors when we get there. But I have the distinct feeling that the power bomb is going to be stolen right out from under us just to make this objective last a little longer. And of course, I'm curious how long until we have to deal with this bastard again. At the very least, I somehow doubt that Adam is going to justify his presence here. I just hope that when the time comes, he's not gonna just ignore the presence of Ridley, or try to claim that's unimportant considering how much trouble Ridley gave us in the games I went through before we got to this point in the timeline, much less his appearances in the Metroid Prime games. Okay, apparently I shouldn't have stopped my speed boost there. To be fair, I didn't actually think there was a door. Anyone else find it funny that something that was meant to be a secret was hidden exactly as well as something that was supposed to be our main path forward at the start of the clip. Because again, it feels like they got way too clever with how they hide things around here. I'm not sure if that's better or worse than the 3DS remake of Metroid 2, making various rooms more complicated than they needed to be. All I know is that both methods of level design are kind of annoying to me. You don't need to remind us we've been here before when the map looks this filled in. Kinda feel insulted he felt the need to point it out like that when he didn't even need to move the map around for us to see the D from our position. Still, kinda paranoid what we're gonna deal with just to get there, since there is absolutely no way we're getting something like the power bomb without a fight. Somehow doubt we'll run out of ammo as we deal with whatever comes next, but then it's not like I know how accurate I'm gonna be or how many hits the thread is gonna be able to take. Great! Letting myself get torn to shreds by regular enemies we've ripped through for most of the game before heading to the next major encounter. Well, at least this room seems to have been a net gain for us. And again, we have something that looks like it should be a barrier, but isn't actually one. Definitely prefer the fake lava pools we occasionally saw in Zero Mission over the not actually existent walls here. Possibly because I've seen far too many games where there's invisible walls that make no sense, so actual walls just automatically go into if you can't visibly destroy it, then don't bother trying to get through it category in my mind. I'm sorry, am I supposed to be intimidated by a shadow zipping around and roaring, considering everything we've gone through to get this far into the Metroid series? It's kind of funny that the SAX didn't need to do much to intimidate me, but everything else I either completely ignore or look forward to dealing with. I'm not even sure what I'm doing right now. Again! I should have just immediately gone through the door instead of checking the map twice and jumping aimlessly for a few seconds there. Sure, we didn't lose any time since, well, it's not like I'm in a rush, but it still felt a little odd in hindsight. Also odd is the fact that the X didn't seem to do anything to try stopping us from getting the power bombs, when it's kind of a story element that they've been doing everything they can to prevent us from making progress after a certain point. Should I be worried about the next shoe dropping soon? There's no way we're leaving this sector without a boss fight, is there? Okay. Apparently we can't get up from in here this time for some reason. Wonder why that plant thing disappeared. Seems the X are trying to lead us somewhere, and I can't see where that could possibly be on the map just yet. I don't see anything that screams boss fight room to me at the very least. Okay, so that door is suddenly completely unavailable. But considering some of the walls and other surfaces we went through in this very clip, they probably should have done more to make it even more clear we can't go through there. At least visibly speaking. I'm not even sure why I'm bothering to try heading in this direction. It's not like the room just below the data room is gonna have some alternate path we didn't see before. Okay, apparently the trap X there is completely invulnerable until you actually set off the trap. Feels a bit bullshit to me, but to be fair, it's not like there's actually a reason for us to come back here after grabbing the real upgrade anyway. It's probably something relatively obvious that we need to do at this point. But after some of the subtle crap we've had to deal with recently, can you blame me for wanting to be extra sure that certain paths are actually dead ends? Well, that's not a pleasant thing to hear right now. Well, at least we can avoid being outright chased by the bitch for now. Though I get the feeling if we used the power bomb in there, then things would have gotten a lot more tense. Still not seeing any one spot on the map that feels explicitly like a boss fight room. Then it's not like the map lets us see all that much detail about the various rooms anyway. All we know is the approximate route we need to take to our next destination and some of the important rooms on the way over there, like the next save station. Dear God, the monsters in this room certainly seem stubborn, and I'm arguably even more stubborn for trying to clear them all out instead of just moving on in a hurry. Well, at least the red ones are pretty good at getting us back into shape. Not that we have any idea precisely when we're gonna run into the next real challenge, just that we're due for something relatively soon. Well, that was certainly a stupid bit of damage I took, for no good reason whatsoever. Right, fresh hallway. What's it got for us? Okay, more ammo for the power bombs that happens to be in an annoying spot to reach. Apparently even more annoying than I was expecting. Part of me can't help feeling I somehow didn't deserve to reach that upgrade. The other feels that was more trouble than some more power bombs were actually worth, especially since it's not like we're able to use them in most battles anyway. Anything that can't be killed with regular beams is regularly hurt by the charge beam or missiles, and I somehow doubt this is going to be the kind of game where we see any bosses that require us to use bombs or power bombs to deal with them. Though maybe that's just because I tend to stick with what I damn well know works in a hurry, not because the game doesn't let major enemies be weak to those kinds of weapons. It's sometimes hard to tell. The big guy is most certainly doing a lot of flybys in the background there. Nothing we can really do other than wait for him to finally show up in the foreground, though. It's not like I don't appreciate the fact that they're trying to build some tension when we face whatever that thing is. Just that anticipation alone doesn't make me nervous. We need something more to help make me worry about when we'll finally run into the next monster, whether it be history we've already had against the thing, or us seeing visible signs of it causing various bits of destruction and murder. Right, may as well deal with this upgrade while we're in here, even if it isn't anything especially important. That power bomb didn't harm that flying guy in the least. Really doesn't do a good job of convincing me that the power bomb is all that much of an enhancement to our combat abilities. As usual, in all these games, it's just a glorified key to move to more areas. Right, may as well save for our next briefing. How many briefings have we gone through in this game so far, anyway? It's not like I've been counting. Huh. Really didn't see that order coming, though. Then again, I don't think most of the orders we've been given I could really anticipate all that much. Why do we need to go back to the ship when you could just give us information at any nav terminal we go to? Do you think the X have been intercepting your transmissions from out here? I certainly wouldn't be surprised if that were the case. Still, that had to be the most brief briefing we've gone through so far in this game, and while part of me appreciates it, the other is curious why change things up in such a noticeable way all of a sudden. Guess it was only a matter of time before the X messed with the elevators. They've certainly been messing with everything else they can, that's for sure. Oh dear. Hi, Ridley. Look, I'm sure you're just another X-parasite taking on the form of a monster we're, familiar with, but can you please not be too badass here? We wouldn't want to, steal the SAX's thunder now, would we? Okay, just what's with all the drooling xenomorphs in the vents above us? You've certainly never seen anything like that before. Right, apparently we need to get enough momentum to boost even though there are drooling enemies that can easily stop us in our tracks. And because I didn't know about that, I've got to kill these things on the ground again as well. Granted, I probably didn't need to go that far back, but still. Again, I somehow doubt the missile upgrade is going to be especially useful, but it's better than a power bomb upgrade at the very least. Well, apparently the X turning off the elevator didn't take us that far off course. Not sure if I should chuckle or groan at that fact. Still, kind of feels wrong to see Samus's ship look purple instead of yellow and orange.